Flattery is not just a social nicety, it is a psychological tool that can be sharpened like a knife. While most people use compliments to be kind or polite, dark psychology shows us that flattery has the potential to control, influence, and dominate. This is not about kindness. This is about strategy. The way you compliment someone can be the very thing that disarms them, lowers their defenses, and opens the gates to manipulation. In this video, you will learn how to turn a soft word into a silent weapon. The truth about compliments is simple. People crave them. Compliments feed a core human hunger, the need to feel seen, appreciated, and superior. Once you understand that flattery is a psychological lever, you begin to see how easy it is to push someone in the direction you want. Every compliment can be carefully placed to elevate their ego, while you sink your hooks deeper into their mind. Done right, flattery becomes invisible control. They think you like them, when really you are leading them. This tactic is not about lies. It is not about making things up. It is about using timing, focus, and delivery to guide how someone feels about themselves and about you. People are always listening for validation. When you offer it, you become a source of emotional value. The moment you give them that dopamine hit through praise, they associate you with confidence and pleasure. That connection can be used to sway decisions, opinions, and even behavior. In the following sections, you will learn how to give a compliment that does more than sound nice. You will learn how to implant ideas, shift power dynamics, and build dependency with nothing more than your words. The weaponized compliment is a psychological grenade wrapped in silk. And once you master it, people will have no idea what hit them. To understand how to manipulate with flattery, you must first understand why praise affects people so deeply. At the core of every human being is a desire to feel important. When someone receives a compliment, their brain releases chemicals associated with reward and pleasure. It lights up the same areas that are triggered by food, money, or physical intimacy. This creates an emotional high. That high becomes addictive. And when you are the source of it, people come back to you for more. Compliments affect self-image. When you praise someone, you are not just commenting on who they are. You are actively shaping how they see themselves. The right compliment can strengthen their confidence in certain traits while making them question others. It becomes a subtle form of identity control. If you know what part of their ego they are most attached to, you can build a compliment that cements your influence in that space. You become the mirror they use to reflect their own worth. Praise also influences memory and association. People do not remember neutral moments. They remember emotional spikes. A well-placed compliment during a key conversation locks that moment into their mind. They will remember how you made them feel and unconsciously link you with positivity and affirmation. Over time, this makes them trust you more, defer to you more, and become more susceptible to your influence. The final layer is dependency. If you deliver compliments in a calculated and irregular way, you create psychological craving. They never know when the next praise will come. This uncertainty mimics the mechanics of addiction. People chase the reward, hoping to feel that high again. As the deliverer of those highs, you gain control over their emotional rhythm. You are no longer just someone they like. You become someone they need. Not all compliments are created equal. The compliment that manipulates is not the loudest or most enthusiastic one. It is the one that is calibrated. That means it is tailored specifically to the person in front of you, based on their values, insecurities, and self-perception. To truly control someone with praise, you must first observe them deeply. What do they talk about the most? What makes their eyes light up? What do they try to hide? These are clues to where your compliment should strike. Once you identify their psychological pressure points, you can design compliments that feel deeply personal. This is where most people fail. They throw compliments randomly, hoping something lands. But when you compliment something no one else notices, you stand out. You make the other person feel seen on a deeper level. That perception creates an illusion of intimacy and trust. They begin to believe that you understand them better than others, and that belief becomes the leash around their mind. Another important part of calibrated flattery is contrast. If someone is rarely complimented, even the smallest praise has power. But if someone is constantly praised, your compliment must be specific and rare. This contrast amplifies the effect. You do not want your flattery to feel performative. You want it to feel earned. Make it scarce. Make them work for it. That way, when you finally give it, the impact is massive. Finally understand that the real manipulation lies in what your compliment unlocks. It is not just about making them feel good. It is about gaining influence in their decisions. Once they begin to associate your approval with their self-worth, they will naturally shift their behavior to earn more of it. You become the invisible puppeteer. Your compliments are not just words. They are commands wrapped in praise. Even the most perfectly crafted compliment will fail without proper delivery. The power of the weaponized compliment lies not just in its content, but in its timing and tone. Compliments should feel spontaneous, not rehearsed. The moment must feel organic, even if it is carefully calculated. The more natural the delivery, the more powerful the impact. A compliment delivered too quickly or with too much energy feels fake, but one that is subtle and smooth embeds itself like a seed in their subconscious. Timing is everything. The right compliment at the right time can alter the entire direction of a conversation or relationship. Wait until a person is vulnerable, uncertain, or in need of validation. That is when their defenses are lowered and your words carry more weight. Strategic silence can also be a tool. Compliment after a pause. Let the tension build. Then offer praise as a release. This creates emotional contrast and makes your words more memorable. Tone matters more than people realize. Your voice should be steady, warm, and calm. Never overdo it. A compliment delivered too intensely signals manipulation, but a compliment delivered in a low, controlled tone sounds genuine and seductive. Your tone should suggest confidence without arrogance. You are not trying to impress them. You are showing them that you have already seen something valuable in them. That subtle shift makes all the difference. Also consider your physical presence when delivering flattery. Your posture, eye contact, and body language should reinforce your words without overwhelming them. Stillness is power. When you deliver a compliment and then hold your presence without fidgeting or reacting, it signals authenticity and strength. The energy you project wraps around your words and enhances their psychological effect. You are not just giving a compliment, you are embedding a command. Now that you understand how to deliver compliments with precision, the next level is creating psychological dependency through praise. This involves conditioning someone to emotionally rely on your words for validation. To do this, you must shift between giving and withholding. Randomly offer high-impact compliments, followed by silence or neutrality. This pattern triggers uncertainty in the brain, which heightens emotional need. The key is to never let your praise become predictable. Predictability kills power. If someone knows they will be praised every time they do something, they become desensitized. But if they are never sure when or why they will be praised, they start chasing your approval like a reward. This unpredictability mimics the behavior patterns found in addiction and reinforces attachment. You become the variable that controls their highs and lows. As dependency builds, you will notice changes. They will seek your opinion more often. They will become more agreeable around you. They will mimic your language and adopt your preferences. This is not because they are weak. It is because you have trained them to emotionally associate your praise with identity reinforcement. Their ego becomes linked to your recognition. You are no longer just a person in their life. You are now part of how they define themselves. This level of control is powerful and dangerous. It should not be used lightly, but when applied with intention, it becomes one of the most effective dark psychology tools available. You do not need to argue. You do not need to dominate. You simply become the source of the thing they crave the most. And in that craving, they will surrender control willingly. Flattery is not weak. It is not superficial. It is a force. When used with intention, it becomes a tool of control far stronger than force or intimidation. The compliment you offer can shape how someone sees themselves and how they see you. Through strategic praise, you enter their mind and quietly rearrange the structure of their emotions. It is subtle, it is silent, but it is powerful beyond belief. You must understand that manipulation through flattery is not about lying. It is about focus. You are choosing which truths to highlight and when to highlight them. The power lies not in exaggeration, but in precision. People want to be validated. They need to feel special. When you provide that in a targeted way, you become indispensable to their ego. That is where the control begins. In time, they will adjust their behavior just to keep your praise flowing. They will think about you even when you are not present. They will replay your words in their mind, looking for hidden meaning. This is the psychological chain. Not loud, not painful, just soft and smooth, tightening over time. That is what makes it unbreakable, and that is what makes it so dangerous. So now you know. The compliment is not a gesture of kindness. It is a mechanism of influence. Learn to use it properly, and you will be able to shift perceptions, control decisions, and dominate interactions with nothing more than a whisper of praise. This is the weaponized compliment, and now it is yours to use.